Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Another World for the Nintendo Switch, and I would have to say this is one of my top 10 favorite games. Another World was published by Delphine Software back in 1991 and was originally released for the Commodore Amiga computer. It was actually called Out of This World in North America, and I remember seeing ads for this way back in the day, and I really wanted to play it. This game was why I wanted to get an Amiga computer in the first place, but that never actually happened. I'm going to have to wait until the Amiga Mini comes out next year. This game was eventually ported to a ton of different systems. I think the first system I might have played this one on was probably the Super Nintendo or the Sega CD. I've played this one on a bunch of systems so far. I've beaten it a bunch. It was also released in a 15-year anniversary collection and a 20th anniversary collection, and those are for more modern PCs and consoles. But if you want this game now, you can still get this on pretty much all the eShops that are out there. The story is like a movie, and there is an intro to set the scene. You're a scientist named Lester, and you're going to work after hours. You happen to work a particle accelerator. You are a physicist of some sort. And there is a lightning bolt strike in the middle of one of your experiments. And when this happens, you get teleported in an explosion to another world. It's a 3-minute introduction movie that's actually pretty unique, I think. I think it's great. Now, you don't actually start to play this game until you're teleported into the new universe. Then it's game on. You get to be on your feet right there. Now, for the different systems I played this one on, this game is pretty much always the same. Yes, there will be some slight graphic changes, usually higher resolutions, or there's going to be better sound. Certain systems had better sound available to it. I believe the Sega CD had really good sound. I think the Amiga version actually is rumored to have one less puzzle, but for all the more modern systems, if you play this today, you're going to get pretty much the exact same game, and it's going to be pretty darn close to the vision that this was originally released under 30 years ago. You're going to have higher resolutions, though. Interesting to the Switch version, you can actually press a button on the gamepad, and that will change the resolution on the fly. You can see the modern resolution and the original resolution. Now, when this game came out, personally, when I finally got to play it, I was blown away by how different this game was compared to other games of that era. You don't level up in this game, you don't learn skills or upgrade weapons. This is you playing a movie and learning how to get through the story. You're going to die a lot in this game. Over and over and over again. But there are checkpoints, so you don't have to start at the very beginning, which is great. This game is about timing and figuring out the puzzle for whatever area you're in. You're going to unfold the story as you go, and you're working within the parameters they're giving you. If you do everything the way it's expected, you're going to get to the next area. If you can't move on, you are missing something obviously somewhere. You can't just button mash to expect to advance in this game. You're going to have to learn how you jump. You're going to have to learn how to manipulate these sort of timing puzzles. And you're going to have to get through environmental dangers in different ways than you'd normally expect. And sometimes you do just get caught in a firefight, and you have to survive that. That's possible. You do get to mess with the laser gun eventually, and you can shoot or create energy shields with the gun. It's a lot of fun. You're going to have to learn how to use this weapon properly. If you press the button really fast, you're going to shoot really fast. If you hold the button for a second and let go, it's going to create an energy shield in front of you. If you hold the button even longer, it'll give you a supercharge, which will either incinerate an enemy or potentially it will destroy one of their shields if they have one in front of them. You're going to get used to it. It's a lot of fun once you actually get to use it. Now, some sections of this game actually are more intense than others, and sometimes you have to be really fast. And other times, it's a different pacing, so you can slow down a little bit. You'll have to work out positioning and timing and all that stuff. It's a puzzle you have to figure out, and sometimes these puzzles go across multiple screens, so you have to proceed down one path in order to, cut some sort of a power line, just so in another section you can advance. Overall, the point of this game is for you to survive. You're in another world, and also you're helping an alien that you meet along the way. There's one narrative that you follow, and there aren't branching paths for you to experience. It's one unique story. I find this to be a super interesting science fiction setting. There are tribal elements here. People are living in caves, and they're living in what appear to be stone buildings that almost have a medieval semi-architecture, I guess, or appearance. But then you have laser guns and advanced technology intermixed with that. It's a really interesting mix here. You befriend an alien along the way, you get to play with the laser gun at one point, you can pilot a tank at one point. There are a huge variety of puzzles, and you never are given instructions on screen on how to play these different sections. You have to figure it out, and I think that's great. This game is also told using basic shapes with a limited color scheme. The era that it came from had limits. They really used that to their advantage here. Thinking about the other games that were out around this time, I find this really impressive. We don't get a ton of different colors, a ton of different textures even, and your character never speaks. It's not something that I miss. I assume most people wouldn't even miss it once you get involved in the story. You're going to see and experience the story before you, and you don't have to talk your way through conversations, you don't have to argue with people, you're just there. You're thrown into action in this one, you have to react. It's a lot of fun. When this game first came out, I was so blown away with how great this game was. I honestly thought all games were going to become like this. I thought this is leaving everything so far behind, there's going to be a massive shift, but that didn't happen, of course. We did get a few other games that were sort of similar to this one. There was a game called Flashback. That style was similar. And there was a sequel to this game, and it was called Heart of the Alien. I didn't find that game satisfying. It got some negative criticism when it came out, and I seem to recall reading that possibly the developers have kind of disavowed that game. I don't know. There is a game out there that is a sequel. I don't think it's as good as this one, but this one I find to be so exceptional, I don't care so much. Well, that's all I have for Another World for the Nintendo Switch. This one is a lot of fun. It's gorgeous. It's so stylish. I love it. Thank you so much for stopping by to take a look at this one, and I'll catch you on another video.